Yeah, you remember that. I mean, guys like myself and Whitting Hill and Loman and Barkley, we all did double entendre, and we like snickering little boys behind our hands. Ha, 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 look what I got away with. Stern just came out and flat said, this is what it really is, and these hypocrites, referring to myself and others, this is what radio has evolved into. I'm not really responsible for that. So it's always been there. It's always been there.
But and let's talk a little bit for the audience that may not be totally familiar with you, Sweet Dick Whittington. I mean, you, first off, your career, you started in Northern California, right?
No, I started back east.
Where'd you start back east?
Oh, God, I was in every town in the world. I was fired from more jobs. Joe Pine.
The great Joe Pine.
Would remember Joe Pine.
Yeah, Talkmaster.
I had a career as a boxer, a fighter, until I was 19, and I started getting hurt, and I realized with little or no education I was going to have to do something. I was told I had a nice voice, so I got a job in Chester, Pennsylvania. Joe Pine happened to be there. It was a tiny little 250 water, and he taught me the basics. Wow. I think he felt sorry for me, and we went on an odyssey of working little stations throughout the East Coast and down into the South, and then actually out here, mostly for meals and motels, and maybe $10, $15 a week. And I'm not exaggerating.
You had the old trade-outs. We'd put some commercials on it, right?
Exactly. In other words, it's how you run. It's how you run CRN. Am I correct?
By the way, when you're here in Southern California, stay at Rob's Motel, ladies and gentlemen. I might, if you come into town, and I enjoy eating great food at Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley. Delicious food.
I'm not here to be your pawn.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I enjoy driving good used cars from Max Used Car Lot, home of the best deal in town. Anyway, getting back to you, Sweet Dick.
No, you're not getting back to me.
So, but I mean, talking about your career, when you were in Los Angeles, you did create a lot of radio. You know, when you look at like the late night guys, like Steve Allen did bits on the air, and Johnny Carson was a great interviewer.
Oh, he was.
So on the radio, you did bits and you did interviews. Yeah. Not saying that you were copying the late guys. In radio, you kind of crafted your own thing. You would spend maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks setting up one huge broadcast, the wedding of the Queen Mary to the Long Beach King. You actually the Queen Mary was in financial problems, right? That was the story, and so you were going to help out, right?
Yeah. Well, you remember. You set it up for me.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to let the audience know that you had this little tugboat, and you had the King sisters singing, and and you had, there was a wedding in the air one time where you had the late Bruce Wayne in the KFI and the Sky airplane with a bride and groom and you, I think, in the first plane, right?
Yeah.
And there was the parents in the second, and I don't know who was in the third and fourth, but in the fifth one, I know somehow you got Myron Florin from the Lawrence Welk Band playing the wedding march.
I know, it was wonderful. And remember, we flew over Los Angeles in a heart-shaped formation?
Yes, you did. You were calling for the heart-shaped formation. I will remember this.
Yeah.
Because I was on the ground in the KFI Central, calling you guys in from the mobile units, and during the news break, the great Ned Scaff, who worked there along with Biggie Nevins, looked out the window, and we were looking up in the sky to see if we could see in the heart formation. And he said, Michael, remember these days, because these will be the good old days. And boy, truer words were never spoken.
Yeah.
They were great.
Oh, we had a wonderful time, you and I. The late Ned Scaff, or am I wrong here?
I think he's still around. I hope he's not late.
Oh, okay. Good.
Can we check and see if Ned is still around? Because he could be our guest. The next I need the host here on the show.
Because I've heard everybody on your station is the late.
Would you stop? Show. Would you please? Just stop. By the way, we've got a spot for you maybe, and you're kind of young. You're sort of young for our show, for our station. So we might have a couple of weekend shifts for you.
Bringing in young talent,
Yeah, we start the young talent on the weekends if you could kind of work your way into the lineup.
Break me in slowly?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Sweet Dick Whittington is here. We're going to have more with him here. It's the PM show. We're destroying Fred Dreyer's program.
I'm not doing anything.
You are doing a lot. More than Fred Dreyer and I normally do. I'll say that.